Welcome to Eerie Shadows, the chilling haven where nightmares become reality. Step into the realm where darkness prevails and terror lurks at every corner. Brace yourself for a bone-chilling journey through the realms of the unknown as we unearth spine-tingling tales and chilling tapes that will send shivers down your spine. But before we delve into this terrifying realm, make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any single bone-chilling episode of horror, suspense, and the unknown. But remember, once you enter the world of Eerie Shadows, there's no coming back. So, let's get started. On December 29, 1999, two high school friends, Emma Turner and Olivia Parker, organized a sleepover to celebrate Olivia's 16th birthday. The plan was to enjoy a local pizzeria, then spend the evening at Olivia's house, engaging in typical teenage sleepover activities. The excitement in the air was palpable as the girls eagerly anticipated the night of fun ahead. Little did they know that this night would be their last together. At around 5:30 the following morning, a motorist contacted the local fire department, reporting a fire at the Parker home. Firefighters rushed to the scene and bowed the flames, but what they discovered inside was far more horrifying than they could have imagined. Olivia's mother, Diane, had been brutally executed with a single gunshot to the head. The shock and devastation reverberated through the community as news of the heinous crime spread. As investigators sifted through the charred remains of the house, they found no trace of Olivia or Emma. It became clear that something sinister had taken place. Emma's car was found in the Parkers' driveway, keys still in the ignition, indicating that she had attempted to flee the scene. Detectives initially focused their attention on Olivia's father, Richard, as a suspect, but this theory was quickly dismissed when they discovered his lifeless body among the ruins of their home. He, too, had been ruthlessly shot execution style. The double murder sent shockwaves through the local community of Maplewood, Oklahoma, and the wider region. The sense of fear and unease became palpable as families locked their doors and wondered who could commit such a horrendous act. Despite the public outcry for justice, no arrests were made, and law enforcement struggled to locate either Emma or Olivia. The case went cold, leaving the families shattered and desperate for answers. 10 years passed, and hope of finding the girls alive dwindled with each passing day. The families reluctantly accepted the probability of their daughter's demise. However, in an unexpected turn of events, two convicted serial killers, Victor Malone and Ethan Foster, attempted to confess to the murders. Their confessions were chilling as they claimed responsibility for abducting and murdering Emma and Olivia, citing Olivia's family's avoidance of drug debts as the motive. According to their accounts, the girls were driven to an abandoned mine in neighboring Kansas, shot, and their bodies callously discarded. However, despite an extensive search, no remains were found, and it was later revealed that the confessions were nothing more than fabrications for personal gain. In the years following the tragedy, questions arose about the conduct of the Craig County Police Department. The Freeman family, prior to the murders, had a contentious relationship with local law enforcement due to the shooting of their eldest son, Thomas. The incident resulted in an internal inquiry that deemed the shooting lawful, but the Freemans were not satisfied and filed a wrongful death lawsuit, suggesting a tense relationship between the family and the police. By April 2018, with little hope of ever seeing their daughters again, both families received a call from the Craig County Chief of Police. Finally, there was a breakthrough in the case. A 66-year-old man named Walter Simmons was about to be charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder pertaining to the Freeman murders. The families were filled with mixed emotions, relief that justice might finally be served, but also a deep sense of sorrow that it had taken so long to get to this point. It was revealed that the girls were not murdered over a drug debt belonging to them, but rather due to forced warnings and a terrifying ordeal that Olivia's parents had endured. The girls became victims of the perpetrator's sadistic desires, subjected to unimaginable horrors before being shot, dismembered, and callously discarded into a cellar that was later filled with concrete. In July 2020, Walter Simmons pled guilty to being an accessory to the Freeman murders and received a 15-year sentence. While this marked the end of a haunting and nightmarish tale, some felt that justice was insufficient. 2 alleged accomplices had managed to escape identification, living out their sentences in prison, possibly unaware of the monstrous acts they had committed. The closure brought both relief and continued pain, as the scars of the Welsh, Oklahoma nightmare ran deep, leaving a lasting impact on the community for years to come. The memory of Emma and Olivia would forever be etched in the hearts of their loved ones, a reminder of the darkness that can exist in the world and the importance of seeking justice for those who have been wronged. Years ago, when my friend Jake slept over at my house, little did we know that his presence might have saved my life on that chilling snowy night. It was a cozy weekend, filled with Christmas movies, snacks, and hot cocoa, generously provided by my mom, who always went the extra mile for my friends. With my parents recently divorced, my mom had to retire early for work, leaving Jake and me alone to navigate the night. Around midnight, we retreated to my room, engrossed in a game of Pokemon on our Game Boy Advances. The details blur, but later, I found myself abruptly awakened by an icy chill in the room, coupled with an unquenchable thirst. The room seemed colder than before, and an unsettling feeling settled in the pit of my stomach. Deciding to quench my thirst, I quietly slipped out of bed and tiptoed downstairs to the kitchen. The cold air seemed to seep through the house, intensifying the chill. As I filled a glass with water, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. With water in hand, I hurried back upstairs, ready to crawl back into the warmth of my bed. Returning to bed, I noticed Jake's peculiar breathing, deep and heavy. Unable to shake this eerie noise from my mind, I threw a pillow at him, urging him to tone it down. Confused, Jake stared back at me until his gaze shifted to the space beneath my bed. Suddenly, he screamed, recoiling against the dresser. My heart pounded in my chest as I followed his terrified gaze. There, beneath my bed, lay a middle-aged man with long hair, his eyes wide and filled with an unsettling intensity. He pressed a finger against his lips in a hushing gesture, as if warning us to remain silent. The surreal scene sent shivers down my spine, and I felt a surge of adrenaline coursing through my veins. "I know your mom. I'm here to see her," the man whispered, his voice low and chilling. Fear gripped me, and my mind raced with thoughts of danger and uncertainty. As the man crawled out from under the bed, Jake and I acted on pure instinct, scrambling to our feet and fleeing from the room, our screams echoing through the house. We ran down the hallway, desperate to find safety and alert my mom to the intruder. Bursting into my mom's room, we conveyed the horror unfolding in our house. The sound of the doorknob rattling violently filled the air, escalating to aggressive bangs as my mom, already in tears, called 911. The man persisted, attempting to breach the room, but upon hearing my mom's desperate pleas, he abruptly left, disappearing into the darkness of the night. Within minutes, the sound of sirens pierced the cold air as the police arrived swiftly, their presence bringing a sense of relief and security. They searched the house, finding signs of forced entry through the upstairs spare bedroom window, explaining the chilling draft that had awakened me earlier. The man claimed to know my mom, but she had no recollection of him. The incident left us shaken, questioning our safety and the motives of this mysterious intruder. The following day, a reinforced lock was installed on the upstairs window, adding a layer of security to our home. Despite the passage of 16 years, the identity of the intruder remains a haunting mystery, his true intentions and connection to my mom forever unknown. The events of that night left an indelible mark on my consciousness, a reminder that danger can lurk even in the supposed safety of our own homes. It taught me the importance of vigilance and the value of having a friend like Jake, whose presence and quick thinking may have saved us from a potentially tragic fate. The memory of that snowy night still sends chills down my spine, serving as a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the strength that can be found in the bonds of friendship. Over a decade ago, on the night of my 14th birthday party sleepover, a chilling incident unfolded that forever changed how my friends and I view our innocent gatherings. At the time, my parents had a partially renovated garage on our property, serving as a hangout spot for friends with its walls, bathroom, and a lingering garage door that lacked complete sealing. That night, little did we know that our carefree celebrations would turn into a harrowing encounter, etching a lasting memory in our minds. Our property, while not entirely isolated, was surrounded by nature, with the nearest neighbor nearly 2 kilometers away. The rural setting was usually serene, and locking doors was an afterthought. The garage was typically used for casual hangouts, and my parents had allowed my brother to stay there. However, having friends sleep overnight in the garage was a new request for my 14th birthday, and it added an extra layer of excitement to our plans. As the mature 14-year-olds we thought we were, my friends and I persuaded my parents to let us have the sleepover in the garage. Despite some skepticism from my mom, my dad, in the spirit of celebration, agreed to our request. Little did we know that this decision would lead to an unforgettable night of fear and dread, testing the limits of our innocence and challenging our perception of safety. After a day filled with sugar-induced chaos, we were finally ready for the sleepover in the garage. We received strict instructions to go to bed with lights out by 11 p.m., and I was entrusted with ensuring that the garage roller door was securely locked from the inside. Dutifully following these guidelines, we settled in for a night of more sugar and TV, blissfully unaware of the events that were about to unfold. As the clock struck 11 p.m., unable to sleep, we decided, as teenagers do, to play a game of hide and seek with the lights off. The darkened garage became our playground, and the thrill of the game heightened our senses. 3 rounds in, my best friend became the seeker, and the excitement grew as we scurried to find hiding spots. I found my hiding spot half behind a cupboard beside the roller door, with everyone giggling in anticipation. However, the mood swiftly shifted when the giggles seemed to echo from behind me, coming from a place where no one should have been hiding. Alarmed and feeling uneasy, I quickly moved to a different spot, positioning myself near one of the windows. It was dark outside, with only the faint glow of the moon casting eerie shadows. Concentrating on the game, I saw a shadow pass by the window and stop. Assuming it might be my dad or brother about to catch us, I froze, expecting to be found. However, as the shadow remained motionless, my concern deepened. The situation took a terrifying turn when the shadow revealed its presence, distinct and unsettling. Panic set in as we heard scratching on the garage door. Though frightened, we hesitated to make a sound, hoping it was just a prank. But the knocking intensified, accompanied by eerie giggling and then banging on the windows. The shadow appeared large, suggesting the presence of a grown man or a big teenager. The realization that this was not a harmless prank sent shivers down our spines. Desperate to shield ourselves from the unknown intruder, we frantically threw a mattress against the window. The intruder persisted, attempting different points of entry, as if determined to reach us. Seeking refuge, we decided to hide in the bathroom with the door partially open, allowing me to observe the garage from a safe distance. The garage door rattled and banged as the intruder tried to force it open, his unsettling giggles never ceasing. In a moment of fear and frustration, I let out the loudest scream of my life. The other girls joined in, and to our relief, the garage door finally stopped making noise. As if startled by our collective scream, the intruder seemed to retreat. My dad, hearing our cries, rushed to our aid, bursting through the garage door. By the time he arrived, a car sped off from the side of the road, disappearing into the night. We never got a clear look at the car, but my dad's swift arrival and the sudden cessation of noise marked the end of our ordeal. My dad, finding us hysterical and trembling, led us to the safety of our house. My mom, hearing the commotion, rushed to comfort us, her face filled with concern. To help us sleep, she allowed us to share the king-size bed in their room, where we huddled together, seeking solace in each other's presence. The traumatic incident lingered in our minds, and it took 2 years before I could muster the courage to sleep in that garage again. Subsequent sleepovers took place in the house, with all of us opting to keep the lights on for the next few nights. From that point on, my parents ensured that all doors and windows were locked, reinforcing the importance of security even in the tranquil countryside. They reminded us that unexpected events can intrude upon our lives uninvited, and it was essential to take precautions to protect ourselves. The incident served as a wake-up call for our innocence, shattering the illusion of complete safety within our tight-knit group of friends. It made us realize that the world could be a much darker and unpredictable place than we had previously imagined. Our once carefree sleepovers now carried a lingering sense of vulnerability and caution. In the years that followed, our friendship grew stronger as we supported each other through the lingering fear and anxiety provoked by that harrowing night. We became more vigilant, not only during sleepovers but also in our everyday lives. We learned to trust our instincts and to prioritize our safety even in seemingly secure environments. As time passed, the memory of that fateful night faded, but its impact remained. It served as a constant reminder to cherish the moments of security and to be grateful for the protective measures we took. Our innocence may have been shattered, but we gained a valuable lesson in resilience and the importance of staying vigilant in an unpredictable world. Looking back, that terrifying incident became a defining moment in our lives, shaping our perspective and teaching us the significance of safety and security. It was a stark reminder that even the most innocent and joyous occasions can be disrupted by unforeseen events. Over a decade later, the memory of that night still lingers, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability we all share and the importance of safeguarding ourselves against the unexpected.